Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Sam here at Sammy G Stitches, and it is time for a new Flosstube week. And surprisingly enough, it is still summer. It is still hot here in Texas. So bear with me. Got AC running. I realized last week's video was very loud. I did not realize that. But it is what it is. So we're going to try and get through this one fairly quickly just because it's nice and warm tonight. Okay, so I filmed, I believe, last Sunday. I didn't go back and check that closely. So we're gonna act like this is Monday through today, Saturday, Friday, and just go from there. I'm pretty sure this is everything that I worked on, so it shouldn't be too bad. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I know you'll have seen Sunday's part of it. My daily 100 while I'm at work is Moon from Print and Decor on Etsy. And so this is, I do a daily 100. So just 100 stitches each day. Finally got that A done. And so we're getting there. I really expect that after my 3 days this week, we should have a finish. To the point where on the third day, I may just go ahead and finish it no matter what, because I'm that close. Like, I have the rest of this cloud down here and the teal that fills in these and some stars, and I believe that's it. So it really should get done this week. Super excited. And this is on a 32 count Lugana in Space Oddity from Live and Die LA. So it's looking really good. All right, and then it's in my stitch and button bag, this one. So I'm gonna put that up real quick and just take a second to do that, and put it in my work bag so that it's less I have to remember to grab before I take off tomorrow. Okay, so my daily 100 went since I've been home. This week was Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream. So I do a full cover, 100 on one of my full coverages. They alternate weeks between Mini Alice in a Dolly Dream and Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. This week, it was really exciting because Alice got a page finish. Technically, I guess 2 page finishes, because I was working on this, the full page and the small page that was next to it. So here we are, and that's the entire top complete. So I need to go and clip threads, but this is the very edge of the project. And then I've moved down to this page right here. And we've already done 2 blocks there. So we're gonna get into I next time I pull it out. Not next week, but the week after. So, oh my goodness, it's so exciting. So it's looking so good, and I will see her in a couple weeks. We will be going back to Mini Phantom of the Masquerade this week and putting in probably 400 stitches on her because I have 4 days off again. So one of those days, like, I have been working a second job, and it's been wiping me out. I haven't really been stitching much when I get home, but I make up for it the next day. I dropped a needle on the floor. Okay, so then the other 4 projects I picked to work on this week were completely random. I literally just like went over to the shelf and grabbed them, put them in my bag, and then randomly grabbed from the bag to work on them because I had already completed my category goals and my main characters for the month. So the first one I pulled was Gift of Giving from Little Stitch Girl. I've absolutely loved working on this project, and it stitches up so well. So here's where we're at. It is on a beautiful 32 count Lugana in Diversity from Mystic Fabrics. It's a nice soft gray, and we worked in the tree quite a bit, all of it. I want to say I put 400 stitches into it that night. May have actually been more than that, but off the top of my head, that's what I'm gonna say. So that's where we're at on it. Just kind of work away. There's some backstitch designs that go around this edge that I still need to go back and do, but otherwise everything else is finished up until this point where I need to fill in this green ornament there. So that is by Little Stitch Girl. It's kind of a big project, and then she has some ornaments that match to it, and I have all those that I want to start eventually. So when I pull them out, I stitch on them for that one night. However many stitches it gets is however many stitches it gets. And so each of these have a little bit different progress, but I did pretty well stitching this week. So there was one night at work, and I believe it was Tuesday. No, it might have been Sunday. One of the nights that I was at work, I only got my daily 100 done. And I believe it was Sunday because it was the day I recorded the Flosstube. Because that's part of the reason I didn't get much more stitching done, that and work stuff. But then another night while I was at work, I pulled out Autumn from the Cricut collection, and I've almost got the U done. Put in a few apples. I think there was a little bit of stuff over in this tree that I finished up. I still need to give the owl some eyes and this crow a beak. But it's looking really good. It's on Vintage Country Mocha, or maybe just Country Mocha. I'm not sure. As Wygar, it's like it looks different on the front than it does on the back. So, but it looks good. It's all the way done on this side. So U and A are all I have left. It has hit its goal for the year, so it is going to be put up for a little bit. But if nothing else, I think I'll pull it out on in December and finish it. Just finish that stitch December project, definitely. All right, the next project I pulled out in this cute, actually I will tell you, I know I worked on this one at home because I was between two projects, or I had two projects left in the bag. I pulled them out, I showed the bags to my son, and he said work on the penguins. He doesn't choose by the project, he chooses by the project bag. So we worked on Miss Christmas Eve from Nora Corbett, and she only got 200 stitches. I was pretty tired that night, but since it's the first time she's been worked on all year, I'd say that's not too bad. So she still has 1,300 stitches until she hits her goal for the year. So we'll probably be seeing quite a bit of her in the next couple months, trying to hit all my goals. The other day, and I'll explain this a little bit further, but I believe I had 24 whips that hadn't hit their goal for the year, and then I finished Autumn. So we're at 23 that haven't hit their goal for the year. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Out of 50 whips, that's not too bad. We're at that halfway point. So, and this one is on a Wexford linen. I don't remember what color because its tag is gone, but I have it written somewhere. I got it from Silk Weaver too. Okay. Back in the bag she goes. She's gonna go back on the shelf because I'm trying to just touch a bunch of projects this month since I got my goals done early. So the last one I got to pull out this week, I worked on last night, is Aurora from OriTM. These are available on their website, I believe, and I might have a couple in my shop. But so I gave this fairy wings, but then I mostly worked on this motif and started over on this one. This is the other corner, so we're finishing up the very top up there, and then we'll be working our way down. I'm really excited to get to the Maleficent fairy right there. It's looking so good, and look, I have Maleficent on there. So this is on a 32 count Lugana in Iridescent from Mystic Fabrics, and I felt like it was the most appropriate because it's got the purple and green that just reminds me of Maleficent. So absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. And because I started with my friend Vicky, who loves Disney, It is in a Minnie Mouse bag. So that is all the whips. And I knew that part would be pretty quick, but I have a couple other things for you. So don't rush off just yet. The first is, if you have any interest in categories, I have next month's categories that I can share with you. I have to pull them up on my iPad because I'm on my phone. So things just want to all fall down on me. Okay, let me find it. So, if you're new here, something that I have been doing this year, I did a little bit last year, but really got into this year, is I draw 5 categories. I have a wheel. It had 30 categories on it at the beginning of the year. It's been dwindling down as we go. But, and I pick 5 a month, and I give myself a goal to complete on those 5 whips. Now, the reason it's categories is so that it's not specifically picking a whip for me. So then I can decide what I feel like working on that fits in that category. I do have one whip that is an alternate. If I can't find anything else to fit in those categories, it's the one I work on. And so you saw that this last month with Haunting Household. That's my focus whip. So depending on what gets pulled. I did that because if I'm told to work on something, even if I'm told by myself, I tend to not want to work on it. But having 5 categories that I'm trying to hit a goal in has been super helpful to my getting stuff done on whips. I don't know why. It's just what works for me. Everybody has something different that works for them. And so I started doing this last year. A few friends like tagged along. And then I talked about it on Flosstube, and a few of my followers here on Flosstube were like, I want to try that. So that's why I'm trying to make sure I tell you the categories for each month. And I usually pick them around the 20th. So I'm trying to remember where I took notes at. Okay. Here we go. My 5 for August are least amount done. Any whip that you have that has the least amount of stitches. And I know some people out there who, when you start a whip, put like 10 stitches into it, put it up on the shelf, and have completely forgotten about it. This is for you. For me, all of mine have a pretty good amount of stitching done. So I'm not even sure at this point what would have the least amount done. So I don't know. We'll see. Now, I'm not picking for any of these categories, and I'll explain why in just a little bit, but I may kind of give you examples from my whip pile. Second is your newest start. My newest start was wasn't Yuletide Deer. I started something after that. My brain doesn't want to work. Oh, I've got the information right here in front of me. Goals. Hummingbird Pixie from Bella Filipino was my newest start. But my goal for new starts is 500 stitches. It's already hit that 500 stitches. So it doesn't come into consideration for my category. This is my rules to myself because I want to touch all my projects and hit their yearly goals. I don't want to go back and work on something when something else needs stitches. So what do I do in that case? Do I go to my next oldest newest start? No. That is when I pull out Haunting Household. So again, August is going to be a little different, and we'll go through that, but that's what I would have picked for this category. Next, it's closest to a finish, something that you feel like you could finish of all your pieces, just is the closest. And for me, that would probably be henpeck or Yuletide deer, because it's so small that it would technically be closest to a finish. I believe both of those have hit their goals though. Yuletide deer I know has, henpeck has not. Henpeck has not, so that could quite possibly be it. Number 4 is struggle bus. Just any whip for any reason that you come up with that you just struggle to work on. You pull it out and you just kind of, I'll put a few stitches in it, but I don't really feel like working on this. Or you you've had to frog it a lot, you don't like the fabric, whatever it is, this is the time to work on it. And this one was very important. This is probably one of the first categories I came up with, because I noticed that I was saving all my problem children till the end of the month and then freaking out that I wasn't going to meet all my goals because I left all the ones I didn't really want to work on until the end of the month. And they weren't to the point that I didn't want, like, that I was ready to UFO them, just that, they took a little more effort. So this category is for those. Right now, for me, that would probably be Shangri-La, because I just can't ever seem to find a reason to pull it out, or the Dark Queens, because they haven't gotten a lot of attention this year. I also had to frog Dark Queen a lot the last time I pulled her out. So, different reasons. The last category is holiday. Now, something holiday can be part of something seasonal, because Halloween is in the fall season, Christmas is in the winter season, but something seasonal cannot qualify for holiday. So it has to specifically be holiday related. Prairie School of Santas, because Santa is Christmas related, or I have Celebrate Christmas that literally says Christmas on it, or Celebrate Halloween, which I haven't gotten to work on yet, has Halloween on it. So those are what would fit into that holiday theme. Okay, so 2 things about August. 1, I foresee my current working situation to continue for a bit. With that being said, I want to up my goal. Typically, my goal for categories is 2,500 stitches. I tend to split that evenly across all 5 projects, so 500 in each project. I do, if I'm having trouble working on something, or the timing is just not working out or whatever, I let myself adjust those stitches. Like, I could put 101 and 700 in a different one or whatever, as long as it equals up to 2,500, but I never let myself put less than 100 in a project. So typically we're at 2,500. Next month I'm going to up it a little bit because I've had more time to stitch, but I'm also playing in Arbitrary August. So if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's where the way that you pick your projects is completely arbitrary or completely random. So what I've done is I've taken the 24, now 23 projects that I told you haven't hit their goal for the year, and I put them on a wheel. And I didn't bring that with me. It's in the other house. But I put them on a wheel. Each day in August, I'm going to spin that wheel, and that is the project I'm going to work on that day, which is going to be a little difficult considering there are projects here and I'll be at work. I may have to spin before I leave for work. But I'll spin the wheel. It'll pick the project. I'm only going to work on the project for that day. So I'm not giving myself a minimum or maximum stitch count, anything like that. I'm giving that project a day. Now, if in that day it hits its yearly goal, it comes off the wheel. If not, it can get spun again during the month. Ideally, I would like to touch all 23 whips in the 31 days in August. 30 days? 31? Anyway, ideally, I would like to touch all of it. But it really depends on how far away something is from their goal and how good my stitching night is. I have one at this point that's like 100 stitches away from its goal. I have a couple that have not been touched this year, so they've got a whole 1,500 stitches to go. So that's caveat number one, is how they're being picked and how many stitches. Number two is, let's say I spin Celebrate Halloween. Then I will put it in that category. It must get at least its 100 stitches. And I'm hoping to complete all my categories that way. Because I just think it'd be fun to pick something randomly but see how it fits. And that means, like, if I spin Celebrate Christmas and Celebrate Halloween, they can both go into the holiday theme at 100 stitches a piece, or one could have 500 and one has 100, you know, whatever. So I'm hoping I may vlog. I may try to go back to vlogging next month to show you how that looks, but we'll see, because I have been very unreliable lately at recording. Life, it happens, you know. So that is categories for next month. Play along if you like. If you will, let me know about down below, because that's super exciting for me. Okay, last thing, and this is where some people are possibly going to tune out. I got a mystery box. I don't do this very often, but this was, I got it from Under the Sea Fabrics. I've always bought her fabric. I know Leslie. I know kind of how her brain works, so I knew my chances of getting something that I like was high. So I bought her Mermaid box. I have already opened it. I could not wait. So sorry. But I bought the Mermaid box, and I would like to show you the contents. If you are still waiting on your box, or you have no interest in box, have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. But if you're curious what a Leslie box looks like, so that maybe she has a Halloween one coming up you might want to pick up, check this out. So I will tell you, there are two things that are not in here that were in here. She did provide two little packets. One was a type of tea and one was an instant coffee, and those my daughter commandeered. So they're not in the box, and so I don't forget to tell you that they were in there. There we go. All right, and again, this is kind of a little crazy because I've already opened it, but it will help me show things neatly. Anyway, she had a pretty paper, opened it up, and I'm going to show you by project. So what Leslie does, first she sends you this card, and if you scan this, it pulls up a Spotify playlist that's supposed to go really good with opening this box. I didn't try it, but, and then it tells you some stuff about the box on the back. Then what was on the very top of the box was a letter with a nice wax seal on it, and she just goes on about thank you for buying the box and all the people to thank and that sort of thing. All right, so mostly the way she goes about her box is she kits something up for you. And you don't know what it is, but she does it right, okay? So we're gonna go through each of the 4 things, and then there's some extras in there. So first we have Blue Lagoon Mermaid from Bella Filipina. Super gorgeous, as all of Bella Filipinas are. This is 86 by 92, so it's not a super huge one. The mystery lies beneath the sapphire blue waters. Rumor has it that a young maiden appears, clasping sea treasures, luring young men to be her lover, is what it says. It says it's for the Mermaid Mystery Box 2023. So, now, what the fabric that she put in the box that she says goes with this is a 32 count. Mine's a 32 count Lugana. You could choose Lugana Ada even weave. Anyway, Lagoon Amphoryte for Lagoon Mermaid. So beautiful, light purple. Absolutely love this color, and it's cut to size. So you've got the fabric and the pattern, and then y'all, this jaw-dropping goodness right here. It is all the DMC already on floss drops on a floss ring, perfectly sorted for you. And then it includes the rainbow treasure braid. And I haven't opened this up to see if there's anything else in there. Oh, I see some beads. Okay, we're just gonna open this up. So maybe I didn't do all the opening, but it was just so gorgeous. When you picked it up, you're like, just absolutely stunning. Okay, so in this little baggie, we have the beads and the rainbow treasure braid. So, and then you have the ring with all the flosses. Just absolutely amazing. I feel like this box was worth every penny that I paid for it, especially if you like the patterns. If you like all the patterns and everything's fully kitted up and you just have to throw it on a hoop or Q-snap and boogie on along, it's the best. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot her embellishments. So that is pattern, fabric, embellishments, floss already sorted for you. You can take off running. And I will say, I know I was saving this stuff for later, but she also included a needle and a beading needle. So literally all you need is some sort of frame, scroll, hoop, Q-snap, whatever you like, and you are good to go. All right, so then pattern number 2 is from Darling and Whimsy, and it says, "Here we may be free." Absolutely gorgeous. It is 57 by 73, so this would take you no time at all to stitch up. And so for this one, we have 32 count Lugana. Again, that's mine. In N-E-R-E-I-D. Nereid is the recommended fabric for, and look, see, it's not big. You could knock this out in no time. It's gorgeous, like tealy color. So you got fabric and you have pattern and you have this. I'm gonna open this up because I have not actually looked. Oh, it looks like there's two. It only calls for 2 threads. They're in here. They're by Night Stalkers, which I have not heard of before. So that'll be interesting to check out. But then she's also got, and she gave you a floss card. They're not on, in case you want to put them on a specialized floss card. And the finishing materials. So that it looks, okay, we don't have a picture of what it's supposed to look like, but they gave you finishing materials. Are you stunned yet? Because we are only halfway done. Okay, so the next pattern we have is Sea Hag from Odd and Familiar. Odd and Familiar is Amy Jane. She works at Leslie's shop, and she is one of the best people I've ever met. She is the greatest. It says Sea Hag, noun, a mermaid before the first cup of coffee. Super cute. It calls for 1 color. It is 100 by 70, and that 1 color is Dinky Dyes, that beautiful, beautiful blue. Again, it comes with floss drops. It comes with the Dinky Dyes. It comes with finishing fabric and whatever you call that stuff that goes around the edges. and there's an alternate if you want to say tea instead of coffee. It says, don't let us define you. Alphabet and grid provided so you can create your own definition of sea hag. That's great. I love that. Put around embellishments. And then we have, oh my gosh, my favorite fabric from Leslie is Ophelia. Y'all know I have 2 projects going on this right now. So absolutely gorgeous. This is the one recommended for that. So that beautiful blue on top of this. Yes, please. Fully kitted project number 3. And another. We have Twilight Mermaid from Meridian Designs. She's well known for her bikinis. So beautiful mermaid. Beautiful fabric for said mermaid is purple. Gorgeous purple. This is Nephele, Nephele. I'm not an English major, so like pronounce it how you want. Fabric pattern. Y'all, look at that. Isn't it amazing? It's so amazing. This one has some Krynic, and we've got some beads. You see in there? Yeah, yeah. All the floss already sorted for you. Could just roll and go. All right, so those are the 4 fully kitted projects that came in this box. I know, completely overwhelmed, but we're not done yet. No, there's some amazing little add-ons from some really cool people. So we have a couple stickers. This is for the Making Waves box, super cute, and a little stitching goblin, super cute stickers made by the Stitching Goblin, who I believe also works at Leslie's shop. And here is a needle minder, nice weighted, nice, I like it. Then we have some thread wax. We have a zipper pull. If you have a project bag to keep all this in, then you have a cute little mermaid tail zipper pull. I'm not done yet. This one just, oh my goodness. If anybody knows Jen Upton of Absolutely Fabulous, this is the scissor fob she sent. Just freaking adorable. Just lovely. Those are gonna go on some scissors, like pronto. And lastly, we have, this is the last thing, I promise. This box is, okay, so, and I haven't opened this yet, so I'm a little curious. It says a not so tiny mermaid needle book made by Whip It Up Project Bags and Accessories, and then it gave us a coupon if we want to purchase from her. So, super cute. Kind of feels like it's made for a left-handed person, because this is, unless that's the back, maybe. Anyway, oh my goodness, it's like a wallet. We got little pieces of felt to put your needles in, a little pocket, another little pocket, and is it, that is cute. It's not super tiny, but it's nice. It's got a little tie. So, super duper amazing project box. I highly recommend. I believe she might still have a couple for sale. I don't know. I thought I saw something about that earlier. You can follow her on Under the Sea Fabrics on Facebook, and she, like I said, she's got a Halloween box coming out very soon. So I think she's gonna start like they go on sale in August, and then she expects to ship them by the middle of October. So yeah, check it out. Okay, so that is it for me this week. And I can't wait to see y'all next week. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you saw something interesting that keeps you coming back for more. If you are a returning subscriber and friend, thank you so much for coming back week after week. I super appreciate all of you. So thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, all the ways that you show you love me, and I'll see y'all next week.